Hey guys, Ronan Reaper here. I understand it's been a while since I've actually uploaded. It's like January. Yeah, sorry about that. Remote learning kind of became my focus, so I couldn't really upload videos. I had a bunch planned, like a Captive State review and a News of the World review. I'll try and get that done soon actually, because I do want to watch that film. Um, but yeah, I figured after a bit of a hiatus, I figured I'd, do a kind of a special video. Well, this is just a normal review, but I guess you could say it's a special one because I still a little while ago I got done watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, the brand new 4 hour reimagined version of Justice League, more closely made to Zack Snyder's vision. Now, for those who don't know, little history lesson. Zack Snyder was uh, obviously, very much making the DCU in his image, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and he was planning to cap that off with Justice League. Obviously, a family tragedy got in the way of that. His daughter committed suicide in like March of 2017, I think it was, and he had to step down from the reshoots, and they brought in Joss Whedon. Obviously, we know how the film turned out. Once they brought on Joss Whedon, it was just a complete mess. Like, on the one hand, you have like Snyder's vision, like bits and pieces in there. They used like 10% of his footage, and Whedon's Whedon's just they contrast each other so much, and it's jarring. Like, it's such a Frankenstein's monster mess of a film. And don't even get me started on the atrocious CGI and really bad green screens. The, the worst of which, of course, is Superman's upper lip. Why? Well, I know why. It's because he couldn't shave his mustache for Mission Impossible Fallout. A much better film, by the way. And they just had to go with that. It's just a total misfire, that film was, and obviously for like 3 years, fans petitioned Warner Brothers to get the Snyder Cut made. Well, a pandemic later, and on Warner's new streaming service HBO Max, and in the UK and some other territories, it's on Sky Cinema. I watched it on Now TV, and I want to preface this by saying that I'm not really like a big fan of Snyder's films. I find them to be kind of over stylized, and the substance is almost sacrificed in a way. But I gotta say, I really did enjoy Justice League. It is much, much more coherent than the Whedon version we got, Josstice League. It's, like, you can very much tell it is one singular vision, and it makes that 4 hours feel more like 2.5. Actually, it felt more like I was watching like an Avengers film than sitting for 2.5 hours than watching a big four hour film, which they used the time very well. And in that time, we actually get some character development that previously in the Whedon cut wasn't there. Particularly, and I want to put this out, Cyborg, who was kind of the least interesting character of the League in the original film. Not only is he pretty much the focus, he is probably by and large the most interesting character. Like they fleshed him out so much. Like, I really liked his arc of how like he's kind of he's kind of trying to hide, what he's been made into, and he very much blames his father, but joining the Justice League and allows him to learn his new gifts and become more at home with who he is, and it's developed and paid off so well. Like he is an actual character this time, and thankfully he looks so much better than he did in Josstice League. Like the CGI for him looked awful in that film, but thankfully here, and this goes for pretty much everything, the CGI is infinitely superior. Like Steppenwolf went from this flat, grey, bland looking villain who just looked like a cheap action figure who just spouts out random generic villain phrases like one of those toys you'd have as a kid where you'd press a button and they'd just say a bunch of random pre-generated phrases. Here, he is much more fleshed out as well. Like, he actually is a character. And he actually, he has an arc of he's trying to impress Darkseid and basically try and get back to him and make him proud. It's not explained what he did to basically cast him out, but you really feel sorry for this guy because he's just trying to make his master proud, even if the way that he tries to do it is not exactly the best, but yeah, that's just kind of in the nature of the character because, well, in Josstice League he was just kind of evil for the sake of it. And another character I really liked is Flash. He was much better than he was portrayed in the original film. Like he does make quips every once in a while, but definitely not to the annoying extent that he did, in Josstice League. And thankfully, that brunch line is cut out, and that whole thing of him saving that random Russian family is also cut. So the focus can be on the Justice League and on Steppenwolf's mission. And boy, did they tell that story well in 4 hours. Like the first hour, there's stuff in there that could kind of be cut out and not really make much of a difference, but for the rest of it, at least, the pacing is really good. Like it's balanced out with character stuff and action, and there are some really good action scenes. Like a particular highlight is on Themyscira when the Amazons are trying to get the Mother Box away from Steppenwolf, and it's essentially like a relay race. That was so cool. And yeah, even the final battle when Superman arrives, in Justice League, that scene was kind of anticlimactic, because Superman, just being Superman. Here, like, there actually does feel like there's stakes, since the arrival of Darkseid is imminent, and we actually see him, and yeah, he looks great. As I said, the CGI across the board is fantastic. It is stellar, especially considering that it was like 70 million, they did a really good job, and there is not a single upper lip to be found. Thank you. Something of note, in the first hour in particular, there is kind of an overabundance of slow motion shots. Which, every single fight scene, there is at least one slow motion shot, which, thankfully it does calm down a bit, but it, but it does kind of lose its like specialty and epicness when you do it like every few minutes in a fight scene. And another thing that they kind of over abused as well was Wonder Woman's theme. Like every cool thing she does, like and anything to do with the Amazons as well, they play that theme. Like yeah, that's just kind of a nitpick though. But yeah, it was kind of distracting. Yeah, talking of music, the soundtrack blows Danny Elfman's original score out of the water. Junkie XL creates such an epic score, blending like classic orchestral sounds and like guitars and like his usual like drums, and it is great. Although there is a slightly odd choice of like a heavy metal soundtrack playing over like a scene of them walking up some stairs. Like it's just a flight of stairs. There's nothing dramatic or exciting about that. Again, that's a nitpick though. But yeah. Oh, and there's another thing I gotta mention as well. Jared Leto is in this film. Uh, yeah, he was alright. But he's definitely better than he was. Like, at least he doesn't have damage tattooed on his forehead. I still don't like his Joker laugh, though. It sounds awful. But, as I said, he is much better than he is in Suicide Squad, so, like, he's not just this hammy, over-the-top villain anymore. Like, he actually feels like he is somewhat a presence, even if his screen time is limited to, like, 2 minutes near the end. But, yeah, overall, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I surprisingly really enjoyed it, and, I wasn't expecting to, but here we are. This film was definitely a huge surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be nearly as good as it was, and all I can say is, if you haven't seen it, and you want to see kind of what could have been, I definitely highly recommend you check it out. Just Josstice League never happened. Overall, I'm gonna give Zack Snyder's Justice League an 8 out of 10. So yeah, Snyder's Justice League. Let me know down in the comments, what did you think of it? Did you think it was better than Josstice League? Did you think it was worse? Did you think it was about on par? Let me know let me know all that, and let me know, would you like to see more like sequels, more and to do with the Snyderverse? Just let me know all that down in the comments. I mean, after this, I'm kind of curious to see. I'm kind of curious to see what could have been and where this could have gone, because judging by this, it could have been interesting. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to hit post notifications so that you don't miss an upload.